Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Saturday's meeting here at Fanny Bay, which will be the 22nd of May. Before we get down to business, many congratulations to Mike Nash and his team at Tennant Creek for putting on such a great race day last Saturday. The annual Two Cups fixture attracted a great crowd, and well done to Stan Sakos and Jess Philpott with riding doubles and Greg Connor with a training brace. The Tennant Creek Cup went the way of Lord Smedley, trained by Sarah Robbins and Alice Springs, while the St Pat's Cup was won by Alvin Purple, prepared also by Alice Springs trainer Jess Gleeson. It was certainly a tremendous return to racing in the Barclay, with the previous meeting held back there in 2019. We're back in business now in Darwin for two successive meetings before we head to the second of the country club fixtures down the road at Adelaide River, and that will be the 5th of June. This Saturday, racing gets underway at Fanny Bay at the mid-afternoon time of 2:54 p.m, with the last of the 6 races timed to go at 5:45 p.m. The opener is the Darwin Racing Membership Handicap. It's the first of 3 1,300 metre events on the card, and this one for 0 to 58 gallopers. In the first, my numbers are 9, 4 and 1. Well, she's certainly having a great run with her team here in the top end is Nicole Brueggemann, and number 9 Must Be Moe comes off 3 very good efforts in the top end, a first, a second and a third. The last start third was behind Canton Kid, who made quite a good impression winning here at the last meeting on the 8th of May. Vanessa Arnott takes the mount aboard Must Be Moe, and I think can go on with the job. So on top, number 9 for me. Ahead of, number 4 Overruled. Was a really impressive winner in Alice Springs. That was on, in Alice Springs on the 25th of April. So that was the Anzac Day meeting down there. Beating Caitlin's Angel on that occasion. Won by 4 lengths in 0 to 58 grade. Only has to reproduce that performance and will be very hard to beat again. Adam Nichols for Emma Steele. And Bon Air in for third, number 1, Phil Cole and Wayne Davis. That ever-present combination here in the top end. A good third last time out behind Count of Essex, beaten 2.3 lengths on that occasion. That was on the 24th of April. One of those horses that never goes a bad race. In the opener, 9, 4 and 1. The second of the half a dozen races, the Bet365 Handicap. It's over 1,300 metres, time to go at 3:34, and it's the highest graded race, the benchmark 76. Good to see the return to racing here in the top end of the Pioneer Sprint winner in Smuggling. Number 1 in the book his book weight was 65 kilograms, has the benefit of Tessa Townsend's 3 kilo apprentice allowance. It takes his weight down to 62 kgs. I've got him on top. He's going up in trip from his great win in the Pioneer Sprint. That was 1,200. This is 1,300. But he has a very good record at the trip. 8 starts, 3 wins, a second and a third. And he's just a quality act. He's really hard to leave out of calculations. And I've got him on top. To beat the obvious danger, number 2, Autocratic from the stable of Gary Clark. Jared Todd aboard. It's a really smart galloper. This one won the Guineas last year over this trip. Hasn't had a run since the 5th of February, won his last 2, one in January, one in February. But I'm sure Gary will have him pretty forward for this assignment. Gets 4 kilos pulled in weights off Smuggling. That could make all the difference. And Jared Todd, as I mentioned, takes the mount. And in for third, number 6, Star of Monsoon, trained by John Peacock. Great to see Johnny back in the top end. Had a pretty good run in Alice Springs with his little team, including this horse, a last start winner on the 30th of April. That was day 4 of the carnival down there. And Kath Bell Pittermack, visiting apprentice from Dubbo. She takes them out. She's got a full book. In fact, has Kath. Been around the traps for a number of years, still an apprentice, and takes them out here for John. And I've got Star of Monsoon in to run third. 1, 2 and 6 in race 2. Race 3 is the Silks Darwin Charity Golf Day on the 4th of June Handicap. This one also over 1,300, and this one the 0 to 64 contest on the program. My numbers here are 2, 4 and 5. I'm going with him again, number 2, Patria. Just went down here last time out, or actually 2 meetings ago, beaten a nose by Tornado of Souls. That was in this grade of 0 to 64. He'd been racing in higher grade and dropped back to the 64 and was only just beaten, as I mentioned. Gary Clark trains Jared Todd in the saddle, giving him another chance to return to winning ways here. 2 on top. To beat number 4, Looking For You. He's had a freshen up since last racing for Phil Cole. It's had 4 seconds its last 4 starts, Looking For You. And of course, some of that form, in fact, 2 of those seconds were behind the Alice Springs Cup winner in I Am the Fox. only has to reproduce that sort of form to be very hard to beat here. Dropping back in trip from the mile to the 1300. Wayne Davis goes on and should race well. And in for third, number 5, Choice Approach. Tom Harrower has his 8-year-old going really well. It's won its last 2, so looking for a hat-trick of wins. Barry Huppert's again in the saddle, and I've got him in to run third. 2, 4 and 5 in race 3. The 4th Subridge Toyota Handicap, this one over 1,200 metres, and it's for the Class 2 gallopers. Numbers here are 1, 3 and 4. The resuming number 1 Exacta Replica, my top selection here, Wayne Davis and Phil Cole. Hasn't raced since the 26th of January, Australia Day. Finished second on that occasion behind Kamogli, but its earlier form was tremendous. Never out of the first 3 in its last 5 starts, including a win here on the 22nd of November. So I've got Exacta Replica in to make a winning return to racing. Got it on top. To beat number 3 God's Penny. A little bit hard to catch this horse, but Gary Clark puts the polish on. Jared Todd aboard. His last 2 runs haven't been bad. Third placings behind Extolment and Highly Decorated. And in for third, number 4, the Exchequer from the stable of Merv Rumble at Dubbo. Good to see Merv here in the top end. A regular visitor rather to the carnival here in Darwin, and great to see him here. Cathbell Pitamax come to ride Merv's 4 runners on the day. She takes the mount here, and this horse caught the eye with a very good third placing behind the Trooper in Alice Springs on day 4 of the carnival. Numbers in the 4th, 1, 3 and 4. In the 5th, the Paddock Trobus Handicap. It's the 3-year-old benchmark event. It's a benchmark 59, 1,100 metres the trip. A 6-horse field here, and my numbers are 2, 3 and 1. Looks the best bet of the day for mine. Number 2, May Amin, trained by Chris Nash. Really created a huge impression when winning here on the 9th of April. That was 1,000 metres, Class 2 company, and gave them an absolute toweling up on that occasion. Won by 7 1/4 lengths. Ran a really slick time, 56.37 for the 1,000. Steps up to the 1,100, doesn't look to be any impediment. It has won over 1,350 metres, and I just think a really smart young horse in the making. Adam Nichols retains the association, and even though drawn the outside, I don't think it'll make any difference. Number 2, May Amin on top. To beat number 3, Hajime Naoki, drawn the 1 gate. Tessa Townsend for Phil Cole. Put 3 together in February and March, did Hajime Naoki. Its last couple of runs have been in Alice Springs, back in the top end. Drawn 1 will go forward and no doubt be on the pace or close to it and hard to beat. And in for third, number 1, Global Wonder. Has had a freshen up since last racing. That was early March, trained by Gary Clark. Kim Gladwin in the saddle. Only the 3 starts in Darwin, 2 seconds and a third, and 2 of those seconds behind Obligatory. His stablemate, so pretty good form around Global Wonder. In the 5th, 2, 3 and 1. And the last, the Silks Darwin Handicap, time to go at 5:45, 1,100 metres, and it's a benchmark 54. Numbers in the last are 4, 9 and 7. Tricky race the last. I didn't find this one very easy. I don't find many of them very easy, but number 4, Power Rush for me. Phil Cole aboard, Phil Cole trains, of course. Tessa Townsend aboard, claims the 3 kilograms off Power Rush. His book weight of 60 kilograms, so takes it down to 57. Good third, I thought, last time behind Tornado of Souls, beaten 4.4 and consistent. Never goes a bad race and gets a good opportunity to break through here. So 4 on top for me. To beat number 9, Toorak Road, Chris Pollard, the trainer. Barry Huppert's, of course, takes the mount. A good run, I thought, in Alice Springs down there on Cup Day. Really didn't have a lot of luck and finished 4th behind Mathematics on that occasion. I know Chris was a little disappointed in the fact the horse didn't get all favours in the run, so look to Toorak Road to go a good race back on his home track. And in for third, number 7, Frilly Design. Disappointed last time out, but hard to leave the Gary Clark, Jared Todd combination out, so putting it in to run third. 4, 9 and 7 in the last of the half dozen. Best bet of the day comes up in race 5, number 2, May Amin. Has really done nothing wrong at all since coming to the top end. Won a trial, bolted in first up, and can go on with the job. So race 5, number 2, May Amin, the best bet. Well, the best roughies in the first, race 1, number 3, Soldier of the Brave. Race 1, number 3, Soldier of the Brave. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again same time next week in advance of our next meeting here in the Top End. That will be Saturday, the 29th of May. But in the meantime, good luck and good punting.